Welcome back, you guys, to another episode of Pokemon Go. On today's episode, with all of the recent events and news, what I wanted to do on this episode was to pretty much go back in time and give you guys a little overview of the events that we've had so far. So this will be a two-part series. The first part will be focusing on 2016 events, and the second video, which will be released after this, will be focusing on 2017 events and what other events or things might be happening to end after 2017. So 2016 had, I would say, three, but in some sense would say four major events. The reason four being is that the first event is the release of Pokemon Go on July 6th. This can be seen by many as a major event because it's when the game was released. Even though there were some issues in the beginning with server issues in certain countries and certain places, not getting the game on time, but this was the first major event. The second major event was the Halloween event. This event took place on October 26, 2016 to November 1st, 2016. This event pretty much had two parts to it. The first part was increased candy rewards, so pretty much you would get double candy for each Pokemon you caught, transferred, hatched, etc. Aside from that, there was increased Pokemon spawn, majority of it being Ghost and Dark type Pokemon. This was a really cool event when it first got hatched because 90% of Pokemon you saw in the wild or anywhere, aside from some nests, were pretty much Ghost or Dark type Pokemon. But as most trainers saw, after a couple of days, it got really annoying really fast. The reason being is that it's pretty much you've caught all the dark Pokemon, Ghost type Pokemon that you can think of, and now you're like, well, there's nothing else to catch because for that week, 90% of the Pokemon you saw in the wild were all Ghost type. And for me personally, I benefited from this event from the double candy aspects because I didn't have a Charizard. So I was able to hit up a local nest and get a Charizard by collecting my Charmander candies. And the next event was the Thanksgiving event. This event had two main points. One was a really interesting one, which I'll cover in a moment, but the major event this event brought was double experience and double Stardust, which everybody loves. Anything with double Stardust is a big winner. And this event took place November 23, 2016 to November 30th, 2016. The other special part about this event was this was the first time the exclusive Ditto was released. So pretty much in this event, Ditto was in a sense disguised in some Pokemon, four to be exact. The first one being Pidgey, Rattata, Magikarp, and Zubat. So trainers would just go out in the wild, wherever they are, try to catch four of this individual Pokemon, and if you hit the right one, they will transform into Ditto. So the Pokeball would say "Oh" with a question mark, and then Ditto would pretty much come out of this Pokemon. This was a really cool event because Niantic, even past this event, had made it a little harder to attain Ditto. So a lot of trainers were pretty much catching this Pidgey, Rattata, Zubats that nobody wanted to catch, but they were catching it in case it was Ditto. So for that months afterwards, it was a very big and exclusive Pokemon to attain. So that was a really fun time. But aside from that, the next major event, or should I say the last event of 2016, was the Christmas event. This event brought two special things with it. The first one being, this is the first time that we see a Pikachu with a hat. Hence, Pikachu with a Santa hat. Some people call it Christmas shoe. Aside from that, this is the first time we're also exposed to Gen 2 Pokemon. Currently, before this event, we've only had Gen 1 Pokemon. So the first full exposure of Gen 2 Pokemon were baby Pokemons. And the fun and annoying thing is these baby Pokemons were all in eggs. So you have to pretty much incubate an egg and hopefully become one of these Gen 2 babies. And it was kind of funny at first because everybody would wanted to incubate eggs, get this Gen 2 Pokemon. And then a couple of months later, everybody hated this baby Pokemon because you've hatched enough so much that it kind of got annoying. Like you wanted something different. Like some of this example of some of this baby Pokemon, I would say the first one would have to be Togepi. I would say is something. Togepi, the big Cliffa, and the baby version of, Pika, of course, baby version of Jigglypuff, Clefairy, Magmar, Jinx, Electabuzz, all these baby versions of this Pokemon that at the time we didn't know this, but technically we kind of know this in a way, but once Gen 2 came out, you can evolve this baby Pokemon to the Gen 2 evolutions. So pretty much this was the 3 major events we had in 2016, and this was kind of a little different because nobody really anticipated for Niantic to have events, but in a way it's something that kind of made the game a little interesting and a little different. In a way, I'm kind of glad they did that. And yeah, so that pretty much wraps up all the events we were given for 2016. On the next episode, I'm going to be focusing on 2017. We had a lot of events happening. We clearly are about to have a soon Mewtwo exclusive raid boss invite event. So I'm going to cover that a little bit, see what other events we might have in 2017 on the next video. If you like what you hear, what you see, subscribe, and like always, hope you guys have a good day.